Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to go over a story titled, My Girlfriend, a 37-year-old female, has spent the last 3 years telling me that men and women can't be friends. She now has a guy friend. How do I show her that she's being hypocritical? And shout out to Brendan for sending me this story here. And guys, this story, holy cow, this is a doozy. This is about a guy who ultimately does the right thing, but it takes a whole lot of drama and BS to get him to that place. This is a public service announcement, if you will, what not to do, amongst many other things. And in this story, you're going to see this girlfriend of his is an absolute drama-filled train wreck, who is nothing but double standards and gaslighting and all that, and what can happen to a guy if he allows himself to be in a situation like this. And also, you're going to see in this story, this guy, he's that guy who always has lots of friends that are girls instead of guys, and after a while, to no surprise, starts acting like that. Generally, as you all know, that girls like drama, all in varying degrees, of course. And so, a lot of gals who like drama get in relationships with this drama. Well, you're going to see this guy spending all his time with girls, as well as in a relationship with nothing but drama, and obviously you're going to see what he endures. He says, I've been with my girlfriend for 3 years. Our general dynamic is that she's very opinionated and has a very black and white perspective of thinking, especially when it comes to generalizations. As an example, that men and women cannot be friends, whereas I am a lot more laid back, and I try to pride myself on being objective and seeing the gray area. So right there in the first paragraph, she sounds like an a-hole. Very opinionated, very black and white. Very, nah, no thanks. My entire life, I've been able to connect better with women as opposed to men. Most of my closest friends have been women. I've been introduced to many romantic partners or have met some of my exes by associating with these friends, but I've never dated, pursued, or even thought about pursuing any of my actual friends. So he's one of those guys. The guy that has, as he said, all his friends are girls. What happens to guys like that? They usually have become feminized. They usually start behaving like women. They start talking like them. They start having body language like them. And oftentimes they like drama like them. You think I'm wrong? Notice those types of guys there. I mean, this is why guys need to hang out with guys to learn how to handle themselves accordingly. And you're going to see this guy learns the hard way. When I met my girlfriend, I was working in a restaurant and was very close friends with a few of the servers. We'd go out for drinks and food and hang out alone, and kept in contact outside of work. My girlfriend, being very insecure, absolutely hated this. We would constantly fight about the fact that I had female friends, and there was one friend in particular she absolutely could not stand. I will call her Jess. If you're constantly fighting with your girlfriend, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with her. What the hell's the matter with you? But then again, if you hang out with girls all the time, and girls generally like drama in varying degrees, hey, here's drama. Just like your girlfriends, and you can gossip about. Dude, what the fuck? And don't worry, guys. I know already you're probably grumbling. Listen to this. There's things to learn here, and our guy will eventually grow a pair. I am not exaggerating when I say that I was constantly harassed and interrogated every single day by my girl about Jess and I's secret relationship with her. Jess did turn out to be a bad friend, and we stopped talking 2 years ago. That it was any other girlfriend that my girlfriend didn't like. I still have to listen to my girlfriend rant about Jess and I's secret relationship, by the way. No, you don't. And by the way, smack for being with this woman. And by the way, let me mention again, his girlfriend is 37. He's 28. What the hell's the matter with him? She's had more than a decade longer to learn to be manipulative towards guys. And I guarantee her looks have gone bye-bye a long time ago. She's no longer in her prime. But this guy obviously is just a weak guy. This entire time, I am sent God only knows how many TikToks about how men and women cannot be friends. I'm constantly told about men and women she knows in real life cheating and being cheated on with their so-called friends. I'm constantly told that if she ever had a guy friend, I should be worried because she's only friends with guys she feels something kind of way about. Well, I actually agree with her what she has to say about guys and girls being friends. It's not going to work. Now, unless the guy is either he's gay, then they can be friends with him because they're not interested in them. Usually, or just the more feminized guys. And if a guy is friends with a gal who maybe he does business with, okay, that's fine. That's different. It's business, you know. Or acquainted with through other people they know. They don't hang out, but they're friendly. Or gals in their family. That's something different. I'm talking about just girls that, you know, a guy might find attractive. They hang out with them. I mean, I do agree with his girlfriend here, but she's just a big giant asshole. After a solid year of being constantly harassed by my girlfriend about every non-lesbian in my life, we came to a compromise. I won't add any new women on Snapchat. I'll never hang out alone with another girl after negotiating from if a girl's there. And even though she's initially agreed that it's okay for me to add friends and colleagues on Facebook and Instagram, she still stalks my friends list and interrogates me about any new women that may be on there. Smack, smack, smack. Now, I agree. If you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be hanging out with other women. I agree with that. But also, the woman girlfriend should be hanging out with other dudes. Okay? But she's controlling you. Your life is nothing but drama with her. But I'm guessing that's probably what you're used to. At this point, I start working in a more male-dominated field. And while I still have to listen to her speculate and accuse me of being in love with whichever random woman I work with shift, it's usually just a sly comment and only occasionally a full-blown argument. Dude, you're an idiot. After about a year, my girlfriend confesses to something. The day my grandmother dies, she tells me that she was talking to her ex-situationship. The guy was a real piece of crap, and that when he reached out to her previously, I gave her my blessing to talk to him and get closure. The only catch being that they don't meet up. And she saves all the messages between them because she deleted everyone's messages off her phone. He asked her to meet up with him and suck his you-know-what. Okay. I had to argue with her to block him because she doesn't like to block people, and she finally relented. So I was obviously upset because why was he unblocked? Her excuse was she unblocked everybody and he messaged her, and that's weird, okay, but let me see the messages. So now she's talking to her ex. Bro, rules for thee but not for me. She deleted them, of course. Now I'm pissed off and emotionally from the fact that my grandma just died, and we get into a fight and I demand she blocks him again. She says she did, and the next day, we go back to my place, and I've already moved past it, until I playfully reach out and grab her phone, and she rips it out of my hand. She gives me 3 BS reasons as to why she did that, and finally tells me that it's because he didn't block her yet. At this point, I'm furious. I feel betrayed. I feel even more upset because the night before, she made another cheating accusation because it was suspicious that I was watching her place a DoorDash order on my phone. And here she is actually doing something sketchy. I ultimately compromise again, and I get over it. Smack! How much drama and BS do you have to go through, dude, before you wake up and realize that this is a terrible situation, unless you like drama, which nobody's going to feel bad for you about here. Ay, ay, ay. So fast forward about a few months ago, my girl has settled down quite a bit in regards to the whole cheating thing. I mainly associate with men now. There you go. Notice he's going to start growing a pair slightly when he starts hanging out with guys. There are women I work with, but we're not close. A seldom few are added into the abyss that I call my Facebook friends list, and my Instagram followers never be interacted with. I'm still accused of collecting women as backups. Well, guess what? People that are cheaters, guess what they do? They tend to think everybody's a cheater, and they accuse people of being cheaters. So your girl's up talking to her ex and all that, and it doesn't want to block him. Come on here. My girlfriend starts a new job at a hotel. She immediately connects with her manager, a guy I'll call Jeff. Jeff has a girlfriend, but apparently spends his entire shift pining after my girlfriend and shit-talking his girlfriend. He stays late on her shifts to help her. Their friendship progresses to the point of her calling him off the clock to come into work and solve issues at their job to get him a job at the sister hotel, and just going to my girlfriend's job to hang out with her. He calls her when he's bored, but not when he's around his girlfriend because she doesn't want him talking to my girl. He openly admitted to her that he has a crush on her, and she doesn't see a problem with this at all. Again, rules for thee, not for me. This guy's pining after her. They're friends, and that's okay with her, but this dude telling the story can't have girlfriends. Again, she's almost a decade older than him, has had a long time to master manipulation and messing with weak guys' minds. What worries me here is that girlfriend has a history of cheating. Your girlfriend has a history of cheating and you're with her. What the fuck is the matter with you? She cheated on her last partner, but claims it wasn't a real relationship, so it doesn't count. Oh, okay. I bet the ex-partner disagrees. Despite the fact they were both in an exclusive relationship. She also does not want me interacting with this guy at all. I made an effort to introduce her to Jess and all my other friends. I told her that at any point in time, she could talk to Jess about our friendship. I'm still not allowed to have any women friends in my life. Out of anger and an attempt to get her to see the hypocrisy, I told her if she has a guy friend and she's going to break the rules that we have for friends, then I should be able to have friends that are women. She pretended to agree, but it turned into the, oh, so which girl do you have in mind? and who you're going to go running to, which then resulted in a, wait for it, fight. I have no idea how to proceed. I'm considering breaking up with her, but I feel I might be overreacting. Overreacting? You're out of your fucking mind. I'm worried about being cheated on, because a relationship cannot come back from that. Dude, how are you still in a relationship? But I'm also incredibly upset by the double standard. How can I make her see my point of view and that her behavior is hypocritical? Dude, she's an asshole. But then again, so are you. She knows she's being a hypocrite. She doesn't care. She knows that because you've been putting up with her crap for so long, that you're so weak and so easily manipulated and such a bonehead on so many fronts, that she can do the double standard thing. She can have a guy she's friends with and all that, even though she says you shouldn't do it. At the end of the day, you're not going anywhere, at least in her mind. Now, I know how this whole story goes, and when a guy finally sees reality, but still. So again, this is making the whole point about, guys, your girl starts a bunch of drama and all that, end it with her. You don't need that. And the guys that put up with the drama are either so weak and think they can't get anything else, or they like drama. And this guy said all his friends are always girls. Guess what? Girls gossip. Even the cooler ones still gossip and want to hear about drama from other people. I think it's rubbed off on him. Now the update here to see what happens with this guy, and he starts to learn his lesson here. A few commenters asked me why I stayed with her for so long. There's a question. The honest truth, I love her, and I still love her, and I can ultimately recognize that she was extremely hypocritical and emotionally abusive and controlling. Smack! How can you love that? Emotionally abusive and controlling, you think? She had your number from day one. Come on, man. I never really believed that was the real her, because when I met her, she had started the depot shot and made her bonkers. As the effects of the I don't know what the fuck he's talking about here. As the effects of the shot wore off, she started to mellow out. Even though it was still bad, the very, very slow progress gave me hopes of what I had held on to. So you were with a fixer-upper. You're hanging a bunch of girls all the time who probably like guys that are fixer-uppers. Now you're acting like that with a girl. It's very easy to look at my original post and think of only bad things because that's the only thing I shared. But we had so many great moments too. Smack! What is this, Stockholm Syndrome? Great moments too. If your girlfriend's starting a fight like every day with you, that has an impact on the whole day. There's no great moments here. You're just trying to convince yourself that, I think this guy just doesn't want to feel like a fool for being with this woman so long, so he has to justify by saying, oh no, she has redeeming qualities. There were great moments too. Really? Now listen to this. He puts this in bold. He says, I did end up breaking up with her. Well, thank the Lord, dude. With that being said, this is probably going to be a longer post, so if that's all the update you want, then you can stop reading here. Well, he comes to his senses, but I'll read on about what goes on here, making the point that she's nuts and he isn't far off. After I made the initial post, I read every comment as they came in. Eventually, I ended up reading her my original post in full and all your replies. You actually read her your post. How do you expect her to react, dipshit? This, of course, was an issue for her. First, it was, why would you do that? Why would you post our personal business online? Then it turned into, who cares what they think? They're just random people on the internet. We argued every day for about a week. Drama, drama, drama. You're a fucking girl. You love your drama, 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 princess. I'm going to call him Petunia. That's a good name for him, Petunia. Until you man up, you're Petunia. I'll be honest, none of the advice really mattered. I didn't follow it. Smack, shocker. I love her after all, and I believe we could work it out. Smack. Yeah, smooth move, Petunia. We talked a lot too. I generally believe she had no feelings for Jeff whatsoever. Yeah, sure. I also believe her when she told me that she told him they would never be more than friends. Whether I was being gullible or not, the main issue now is that the double standard of her having a close guy friend when women aren't even allowed to look at me without being the topic of an argument later. So I did what I have done the entire relationship. I compromised my feelings and moved on with the understanding that I would no longer be tolerating any accusations about being unfaithful or my feelings or love or attraction towards other women. So you caved. And she knows darn well this whole I won't tolerate this bullshit. You've been tolerating shit your whole relationship, Petunia. At that point, we were talking about the argument instead of actually arguing, and we got on the topic of Jess again. My so-called secret relationship, my love for her. I told her I wasn't going to put up with this anymore. The subject then got changed to a girl I currently work with, Tiffany. Tiffany has been a subject of many, many fights between my girlfriend and I. I think this girlfriend ought to know this guy probably can't get any chicks, so what does she have to worry about? But she likes drama. I'm obviously in love with her because I tell my girlfriend that I can't stand her. I reassure her again and tell her that that is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life. I am told that I'm being dismissive of her feelings. Oh, gaslighting. I tell her I told you that I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. If you can't drop it, then I don't want to talk to you anymore tonight, and I hung up on her. Holy shit, Petunia grew a pair. The next day I'm at work, and I texted her asking if she was still in a mood, and she says no. Smack. Bro, she was being an a-hole. You hung up on her, and that was very good. You shouldn't then reach out to her. You let her reach out to you. What the fuck's the matter with you? Then she starts texting me huge paragraphs saying it's okay if you do like Tiff. If you can just be honest with me, we can work past it together. At this point, I'm starting to get frustrated, and I get upset. I was literally begging her to drop it off. Smack. A man doesn't beg, Petunia. I finally just said, this is the last time I'm going to tell you. I do not have feelings for Tiffany. Please stop. I don't want to talk to you if this is all we're going to talk about. Then she suddenly has the audacity to say, I think you do. I just don't think you don't know you do. You're too young to know how you feel, and you probably just don't realize how you really feel. This was my breaking point. Man, she is just the gaslighting and everything. Holy crap, she's a pro at this. As I sat there staring at my phone, a singular comment from my last post just popped up to my head, saying, imagine how much your mental health will improve once you dump her. And I finally just texted her and said, this isn't working, and I'm breaking up with her, with you. Hallelujah, Petunia, good job. But you're not getting a normal guy name just yet. Like I anticipated, she did not take it well. I tried to break up with my girlfriend in the past when we started dating, and she shut up my home and threatened to off herself if I left her. Of course. Call me stupid, but that worked on me. She knows that I haven't attempted before. She knows that I lost my best friend ever to offing oneself. And I told her if she ever threatened me with that again, I'd have her committed. This bitch should be committed. This bitch is off for fucking meds. But maybe Petunia here needs some medication too. So she starts freaking out, calling me 10 times while I'm at work, blowing on my phone, saying that she's in physical pain because I broke up with her. And she can't breathe. Her chest hurts. I stick to my guns and I say, if that's really how you're feeling, I can call an ambulance for you. Good job, Petunia. I keep telling her that I'm breaking up with her and I don't want to hear from her for a few hours. A few hours? No, I don't want to hear from you permanently. Come on, Petunia. She calls me on the way home from work asking why I haven't called or texted. She was so upset and she fell and hurt herself. I just can't keep telling her I can call an ambulance for you if you'd like. Eventually, I say she's only embarrassing herself by making these threats, and if she doesn't stop, I will call the police and have them commit her. Well, easier said than done, sir. Then she starts telling me that I don't care about her, I don't love her, the whole 9 yards. Woe is me. I just kept saying, I love you so much, and this breaks my heart, but my mental health is suffering because of the way you treat me. Finally, she tells me that I can't break up with her. I don't have a good reason to, and I say I'm a grown adult in the United States of America. I can break up with you because the sky is blue, if so I desire. Yes, you can break up with people in the United States of America, and I think you can break up with people in Greenland, or in Norway, or in Brazil, or anywhere else for that matter. You're probably wondering why I haven't just blocked her at this point. Yeah, Petunia, I'm wondering that. So is everybody else that want to smack the shit out of you. All 3 people left who are sticking to the story because you've been a mangina thus far. It's because I generally terrified that she would show up my job and make a scene or show up my house. Which leads me to the next part of the story. She keeps asking me how long I'm going to be mad at her and being in denial about the fact that we've broken up. The next morning, I woke up really early to take my roommate to work. I changed my relationship status on Facebook to single and changed my profile picture. Oh boy. You changed Facebook to single? Fireworks time. On my way home, she calls me again. Where are you? Why aren't you home? I freaked out, screaming at her on the phone. You better not be inside my house, I said. Leave my house, you lunatic. Stuff like that. So she got you to lose your cool. You're screaming at her like a woman. This is what happens when a guy spends all his time around women. He starts acting like them. Petunia. I even threatened to call the police on her and get a restraining order. She calls my bluff. Of course she did, because she knew you're full of shit. Pulled in the parking lot where I can see her car from my house. She was never in my house, just in the parking lot. I text her to leave and keep telling her that I'll call the cops. She stops answering. I didn't want to call the police, mainly because I've often seen them weaponized by the woman in my life, which is another reason I didn't want to confront her. So instead I called her dad. I told him the situation, and it turns out he followed her to my house. They lived together to get her to leave. She's 37 years old. She still lives with her daddy. What the fuck? I later find out that Jeff did call her the day we broke up. He was happy the relationship was over, and she cursed him out and even blocked his number. I just kept telling her the fact that it even came to this just proves that she didn't respect me. You think? Where in this entire story of relationship has she behaved in a manner that she respected you? You didn't command respect. You didn't deserve respect. The next few weeks have been her calling and texting me to work things out. Multiple paragraphs, apologies, promises of change. Her family started out as understanding and supportive of me, but as of lately have just been randomly calling me behind her back to ask how long is this going to go on, because she's incredibly depressed. Her family just wants to get rid of her and pass her off to you. That's what's going on. Despite the fact that I made it clear that as of right now, I have no intention of taking her back, after one phone call from her stepdad where he started to raise his voice, I just hung up and blocked her whole family. There's an idea. Now block her. I just keep telling her the same thing. I have no intention of getting back together with you. Maybe in the future, after you work on yourself, we can talk about it. Smack! Don't say that. Giving her false hope. I haven't blocked her because I do care about her. I want her in my life, just not in a romantic sense. Smack! Oh, because her in your life just brings so much joy. Thing you say about your mental health. I tell her that if she can't handle being just my friend, that I will have to stop talking to her altogether, and that just because I am her friend, I don't want her to think that means we are getting back together. Last time I spoke to her a few days ago, it seems she's finally understanding the gravity of the situation. I assure you she's not, Petunia. She is taking accountability and has already met with a therapist. We've been broken up for about a month and a half. Whoopee, that's 6 weeks. I do feel a lot better mentally. I feel kind of free. I don't have to justify anything to anyone. I also feel alone and a bit depressed at times. I feel stupid for letting someone emotionally bully me into getting rid of all my close friends. It's a mixed bag, but I'm taking the time to work on myself. Well, good job, Petunia. Now, if you continue on working on yourself, you'll be upgraded to Peter. But right now, you're still fucking Petunia. Good job for breaking up with her and keep saying no. You cannot have this woman a part of your life. She is a train wreck. Okay? But you need to stop hanging out with girls all the time because you're acting like them. You like the drama like them and stuff like that. You need to stand up for yourself and be a fucking man. All this drama, she has many screws loose. She is off her freaking meds. She needs a whole lot of therapy. She's a narcissist. She tries to isolate you from everybody else in your life that you care about. You know, and obviously she's a cheater because she said that she cheated on her previous relationships. I mean, I don't know, I can go on and on. But the whole point of this whole thing is, yes, as I said in the beginning, double standards. Rules for thee, not for me. And the guy put up with this shit. So again, this is a public service announcement, whatever how you fucking call it, you know what I mean, guys, of how not to be. This is why guys should hang out with guys. And yes, I will say that she was accurate about guys and girls not being friends because, let's be honest, if they're both attractive, one of them wants to hook up with the other. It just doesn't work out. I mean, come on here. And if you're in a serious relationship, the guy shouldn't be hanging out with a bunch of girls, you know, and the same thing with the girl, hanging out with a bunch of guys. But she is a train wreck, and until you have her out of your life, it's going to be never-ending drama. You may need a restraining order against her because she's nuts. And if she does anything to herself, that's not on you, it's on her. Hopefully you learn, Petunia. Hopefully you get upgraded to Peter, but flip a coin, guys. So for those of you who are left in this story here, because I know this guy's probably driving you crazy, I do these stories to show you what not to do on occasion, but holy crap. But yes, the double standard. Alright guys, that is it for tonight. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.